The brain is an incredibly complex machine. What you're really talking about in terms of a puzzle is a Rubik's Cube with like an infinite number of sides.
We know more about the surface of the moon than we do about the surface of the seafloor. You're collecting new data and you're going where somebody else hasn't been before.
The work that we do is primarily focused on understanding more about how the brain functions. When you're trying to understand cognition and memory and attention and consciousness, if you try to understand it just from behavior alone, you can get a lot accomplished. But really where we started to take steps forward was when we could non-invasively start to look at the physiology and the biology. We've been able to demonstrate that you can look at very high levels of the ability to comprehend just by recording brainwaves alone. We've had cases where people were thought to be vegetative and we did testing and recorded their brainwaves and proved that they were intact and could understand. And they pursued a full course of rehabilitation. And in many of those cases, if that intervention doesn't come, then the person will invariably pass away.
I play in the mud, is what I do. We go out to sea, collect samples, basically tubes of sediment from the seabed. We do very specialized seismic and geophysical type surveys, basically trying to come up with the story of what happened in an area over the last, say, 15,000 years. I've spent a lot of time studying submarine landslides, large blocks of seabed that basically fallen deeper into the ocean, and these sort of catastrophic events are akin to asteroid impacts. It's pretty exciting stuff. More and more we're becoming aware of these natural hazards that occur in the environment. As recently as 2004 with the tsunami in Sumatra that was caused by a submarine earthquake that killed hundreds of thousands of people. There's also oil companies exploring for oil, telecommunications companies laying cables down, gas pipelines and oil pipelines going in on the seafloor. We want to know what the stability of the seafloor is so that if there is an area where you might have a submarine landslide, I want to be able to point to a map and say this is an area that's not stable.